Welcome back to Bulgaria and welcome back to Bdin Vidin in our Football Manager 24 Build a Nation save.
Hello guys, welcome back to another episode of our Build the Nation save here on Football Manager 24. As the manager of Bdin Vidin in Bulgaria, we're at the start of a new season, so we've got a few things to catch up on. As I alluded to at the end of last season, this has got not too many signings over the summer. We're trying to save up a bit of money now, believe it or not. We're in our new stadium. We're in the Champions League. That's what we're here to do today. We're here to take on our opening fixture of the league phase. We'll meet the new players first. Like I say, there's not too many. There's obviously the league highlights to have a quick glance over as well. So let's go. And we'll start with those signings. As I said, not too many of them. The main one came in at the end of last season, and that was Dragan Avramovic, I'm calling him. He's the new centre-half. He has come in for £4.6 million from FK Partizan. 23 years old Serbian, got caps for Serbia. He's come in as the new libero to replace Ariel in the middle of the defence. Of course, little 5'10" Ariel, and we've replaced him with 6'6" Avramovic. So, but you know, a little bit of a difference there. He's a very, very good centre half. Maybe not so good as the libero, and I may look to swap that around as things go on. As a central defender, though, on defend, he's very, very good, and I'm quite pleased to have him here. He's made a good start to life so far in Bulgaria. Of course, we are 10 games in, as you know, the way that we do things by now. Unfortunately, he doesn't like big matches, which is a little bit disappointing. He is fairly determined, though. He's a leading FBet league player. He's a very good centre-half. And that's pretty much it for the signings, guys. I couldn't find a left wing-back to replace Subic with. The rest of them are sort of lone players, really. Tafa Chauffeur is one who was signed a couple of years ago, possibly last year. Dortmund came in for him, and he was just unhappy. He was kicking off a proper fuss. He was one who I was trying to save for the future, get into the loan farm. And we signed him. We signed him quite a while ago for £700,000. He did have a loan at Lokomotiv Sofia, but they didn't play him. Made very few appearances for us. I got to the point where I just couldn't refuse it from Dortmund any longer. So he has gone 1.9, rising to 3.4. He's come back on loan for the season. I'm not sure why I did that, because he's not going to feature for us. And that's pretty much it for the signings this season. Just a centre-half, guys. You can see some of these Part X's. It's a new method that I'm trying, which I've seen Second Yellow Card do, which is where I got it from. Obviously not taking any credit for something I haven't done. It's a new method of getting players out on loan, and that is to buy players from the team that you want to loan them to. For example, CSKA Sofia are in Europe this season, so we've gone for them. You buy some of their players who are not really going to do anything. You don't spend a lot of money on them, but you put Part X's in as the loan. So we've managed to get 4 loans out by doing that. Yes, it's cost us a little bit of money, but we do have the money to do it, and as a result we've got absolutely loads of players out on loan this season. It's absolutely fantastic how many are out on loan. 59. I said I was going to aim for the minimum of 60, but 59 was the most I could get it to. I think it's actually 58, because I think that Tafa Chauffeur ends up in there as well. So it's 58. I'd have liked to get some of these out on loan, though, with that potential that they do have. And in terms of how the loans are going, I'll show you how a couple of them are getting on once we go over the highlights. But transfer wise, it's been pretty quiet, to be honest, guys. Right, going through the league highlights really quickly. Adam Papp picked up an injury again, so Kojo Sato has been he's actually played more than Papp has this season. But we opened the season against September Sofia, and Nenad Subic, Marcus Vinicius and Tabi Mbaga with the goals. You'll probably see a lot more of Mbaga this season. He's getting a lot more game time for us. Koji Sato as well is actually a very, very good goalkeeper, and I'm going to try and look to play him a lot more this season. The other one is Milad Zaoui, who comes in. We've actually changed his role a bit. We've changed that to a deep line playmaker, but that does allow Ali Marungu to push into that advanced playmaker role, and just look how well he's playing. Another good win, this time against Ludogorets Razgrad away from home. Like I said last season, we do have the measure of Ludogorets now. They did play better than us, don't get me wrong, but Tabian Baja and Dario put us swiftly into a 2-0 lead, which was very, very good, and we held on to it. Koji Sato has had a good game again, and Barger's played well, Arnaud's played well, Vinicius has played well. We've played well all over the park, really. This one was a little bit closer than I would have liked. Newly promoted Botev Vraka took a 1-0 win to get past them away from home. Yes, we dominated the game. We absolutely dominated the game. And Subic has picked up the man of the match. August Prisk with the only goal of the game. Botev Plovdiv were next. They came to the Bdin Stadium, as it's called now. I wish I could rename it, but I can't. Not without using the editor, which we're not doing. Of course, not once in this save will you see the editor. And I can prove that to you as well. But yeah, no, Bdin. 4-2 win over Botev Varaka. It was very, very disappointing to concede the 2 goals. David Sowry, who was, of course, on loan from us, did score against us in this one. It's a win, though. It is a win. It keeps up our winning start to the season. Their goalkeepers had a poor, poor game. But Arno, Beron, Tosic and Christoph Danek with the goals for Bdin. Next up was our bogey team, really. Marcus Vinicius and Nenad Subic give us the goals. 2-1 win in this one. Against CSK 1948. A couple of our players there as well. Gabriel Sos has come off the bench. He's on loan from us. Tabian Barger picking up with the Man of the Match award in defence with an 8.2 in this one. He actually played as the wing back in this one. I'd like him to be a centre half for us going forward. That's his natural position. We do have Lima who can play as that right wing back, but he's actually currently injured. That's why Tabby played there. A good win, though, against 1948. And we continued our winning start to the season, this time away to Slavia Sofia. Marcus Vinicius and August Prisk with the goals. They didn't register a single shot on target. It was another good performance from Bdin. Next up was Cherno Varna, and we managed to keep Matthias Perez quiet. He's on loan from us, as is Hildebrandt. And they've been banging the goals in between them. For absolute fun. They've been playing very, very well. They play Hildebrandt as the attacking midfielder, obviously Perez as the striker, and they do very, very well together for Chernomor Varna. But we kept him quiet in this game, and we picked up the 2-0 win. Beron and Suleiman Sarr, our own player, getting the own goal for the second goal. So Suleiman Sarr, Agent Sarr, we'll call him from now on, he's gone and scored an own goal against us. First drop points of the season, though, next time out against Levski Sofia, and it was Baron and Subic with the goals for Bdin. Cordoba and a 91st minute equaliser from Mohamed Diamande to rescue a point for Levski Sofia. We were the much, much better team, as you can see. We're not quite at the stage where Levski are taking players on loan for the first team from us yet. Timo Maas is there, but he's on the bench. Obviously, the quality of the players that we can loan out and not quite of the level that Levski and Ludogorets are looking to play in their first team at the minute. So drop points for the first time this season. And very disappointingly, we dropped some more in the next game. This time against Lokomotiv Plovdiv. We should absolutely be hammering Lokomotiv Plovdiv. We've got Ricky Danzabi out there on loan, playing at right back for them. Played a 6.7, did okay. The 2 goals from us, though, Dario and Albert Arnaud. It was just disappointing to drop some more points. We didn't really play very well in it either. But most recently, we have won against Lokomotiv Sofia. Christoph Danek with the only goal of the game in the 84th minute. We brought him off the bench to rescue us, and rescue us he did. Again, we've got players out there at Lokomotiv Sofia on loan. We've got Andre Sol, who's there. I think Edward Palmer, the left back, is there as well. He's another one of our very good young players. And Doran, which is quite rare to see. Somebody as good as he is, but he's got loads of potential, and he's playing quite well so far for Lokomotiv Sofia. He's getting that game experience, which is what he needs. He was there last season as well. He's played 36 games for them in total. Now, hopefully, he keeps growing. The same with Andro Sol. Again, he's 21 appearances for Lokomotiv now. Has done okay so far this season as well. Hopefully he keeps growing. So that is all of the league games caught up on, guys, and this is where we currently stand. We are 4 points clear at the top of Levski Sofia, and you may notice that somebody is missing from up the top of that table, and that is Ludogorets Razgrad. They're currently in 8th place. They have absolutely had a shocking start to the season. They're 12 points behind us already, and their long-term manager has left. Ivalo Petev, he's resigned after 11 years in the job with 7 league wins. He's gone on to take the Ukraine job. He's Ukrainian, so he's Bulgarian, I beg your pardon, but he's gone on to take the Ukraine job. So Ludogorets have got a new manager, and they've had an absolutely terrible start to the season. Levski in 2nd place, CSK 1948, so 3 of the big 4 are up there. You fancy Ludogorets to get themselves back into that top 4 as well. But Baro have had a fantastic start to the season. Chernomor Varna are doing okay. They've scored 17 goals. Unfortunately, their defence lets them down a little bit. Otherwise, they'd be up there as well. And that's because of the players that we've got out on loan to them. And that is... He's dropped off a little bit now. But Matthias Perez has got 9 goals in 9 appearances so far this season. He's absolutely banging them in. Santiago Brazulia is the top scorer so far in the league for Barrow, but the player in second, Angel Cardosa, is on loan from Bdin. He's another one of our young prospects. He's gone to Ardekar Jali and he's got 11 goals in 10 appearances so far for Ardekar Jali this season. Again, developing really, really well, which is what the loan farm is about. So really, really pleased with that. Unfortunately, our best is Marcus Vinicius with 4. So we're not really scoring the goals ourselves, which is disappointing. We've even got the likes of Denis Mishenko ahead of us, who's again on loan from us against Lokomotiv Plovdiv. He's got some great finishing, but he's got 6 goals in 8 appearances for Lokomotiv, which is absolutely fantastic. So that's how the league is going so far, guys. The league hasn't gone up a place just yet. We're still behind Scotland, Belgium and Turkey. Hopefully that does go up in the near future, but we're unbeaten after 10 games, which is fantastic, and we do have that 4-point cushion. So we're here for the Champions League anyway, and this is who we are drawn against in the league phase. We start off away at Celtic Park. Of course, we saw Celtic thump Newcastle last season at Celtic Park 8-0. Hopefully we're not on the end of one of them, but that is going to be today's live com, guys. So in terms of the actual league phase itself, we've got some winnable games there. Dinamo Zagreb, Copenhagen, we can win against. Valencia, we've already beaten before. Lille, of course, are the defending Conference League champions, I want to say. That's also a winnable game. So we're going to have to look to win those ones, because I think we're going to struggle against Juventus, Liverpool and Barcelona, to be quite honest with you. So hopefully, guys, that's the plan. We can get those wins that we need against those teams before hopefully we can come back to the new Bdin Stadium and do quite well. It's looking very nice. We've already maxed the capacity pretty much. If we have a quick look at the FBet League and sort the games by the home ones, capacity, we are maxing it out pretty much as things go. I did say at the end of last season I was going to ask the board if I could expand it. So I went to the board, I made the request, I said, look, can we expand the stadium? Had a nice long argument with them, which they said at the end of it, no. They came back to me 2 days later and said, look, we've had this idea. We're going to expand the stadium. What do you think? I was like, are you absolutely joking? So yeah, it's been expanded. I'm not sure how much to. It doesn't actually tell me. I don't think it tells me anyway. But that's due to be completed. I think it said at the end of the season in May. It doesn't tell me how much it's been expanded to. I don't think it does, to be honest. But it does have a planned expansion already. I couldn't believe it. I was like, board, can we expand the stadium? No, we can't. 2 days later, hey, we've had an idea. Let's expand the stadium. But yeah, it's a good stadium. It's state of the art. The club now is absolutely state of the art. It just needs the stadium to be a bit bigger, and hopefully I'm going to try and max it out to the 19,500 capacity that it can be, because I think we're going to need it in future. Anyway, we're here for the live com against Celtic, so let's go and have a look and see how we get on in that. And this is the lineup that we're going to go with for today. Again, we can't quite register enough players. We're all unregistered. It would have been Koji Sato, which would have given us our full complement without any injuries, but Koji picked up an injury, unfortunately. Everybody else is unregistered or on loan, so not a lot we can do about that. But you can see there's quite a lot of players wanted as well. They're all wanted by Saudi clubs, but they're not going, except for Ali Murungu, who's wanted by Chelsea. But he's quite happy to stay, which is good to see. And he's actually been rewarded this season with the captain's armband. His leadership has now overtaken Syracouse's, and he plays a lot more football than Syracuse does, so it made sense. The lineup for today, though, is going to be Adam Papp in goal. He is still improving, which is good to see. If we have a look at his progress over his entire career, it's massive. He's grown massively as a player. He could still do with his, because we do play as a sweeper keeper, he could still do with his first touch and possibly his passing being a little bit better as well. But they are getting there, and he is still only 21 years old, so he still does have some potential to hit, so he can keep growing. Now got 7 caps for Romania as well, which is huge. Tinio Guerrero continues, the Brazilian, who's not too far away from being able to pick up Bulgarian nationality. He has played for Brazil now, so he can't feature for Bulgaria, but it would help with that foreign slot. It would be one less that we take up. Anyway, he's a very, very good defender. Played 110 games for us now. The new man, Avramovic, comes in as the libero. Like I say, I may look to swap that around. Tabian Barga, 6'4", again, another great player. He's now reached 44 appearances for us. He does have EU nationality as well, and he's still got some potential to grow into at 21 years old. Lima, fantastic player, 24 now, so we're not going to see him get any better, but he's made 63 appearances in total in the league for Bdin now, and he's played very, very well throughout his entire career at Bdin. Was some interest in him a couple of years ago, which we managed to quash, and he's a fantastic player. On the opposite side, we do have Subic, who we were looking to replace, 26 years old. Obviously not going to get any better, but we didn't pay very much for him. We could definitely do better within the wing-back position, crossing and dribbling. All of the rest of his abilities are very, very good, and he does do a very good job for us. So it's not really too much of a disappointment that we didn't get a left wing-back. Zaoui is the now starting defensive midfielder. He's actually labelled by the media as a wonder kid. He's only 20 years old. He still has bags and bags of potential. He's naturally a ball-winning midfielder, but we've actually playing as a deep-line playmaker on defend, which he's very, very capable of playing. He does have the passing. He's got the defensive attributes as well. Wanted again by Saudi, but at 20 years old, he's got a contract that goes for another 3 years, so he's staying for as long as we can keep hold of him. But pleased to have a wonder kid. Dario as the advanced playmaker. Maybe a slight weak link again in the squad, but as an advanced playmaker, actually, he's fantastic. He's got passing, first touch, vision. He's great as a playmaker. He's got all of the player traits to play as a playmaker. He's actually played more as the Mitzala, and Ali Marungu's played as the playmaker, but they can both play in either position. To be fair, if you have a look at Ali Marungu as the Mitzala, it's his finishing that lets him down. It's the only thing that does let him down. But 25 years old now, he's obviously pretty much reached his potential. But we're looking to keep hold of him for his entire career if we can. He's the best player at the club. Up top, we've got Marcus Vinicius, who's had an okay start to the season. 4 goals in 9 appearances with us. He's got a green rating, which I suppose is good. He's not going to improve at 25, but he's still a good player. And alongside him is Beron, who's only got 3 and 6 in the league. I've been rotating the strikers a little bit, trying to get Prisk some game time. But when he does play, he plays very, very well. So that is how we line up for the season, guys, pretty much. So let's get into the game against Celtic. So as we come out onto the pitch at Celtic Park, of course, the atmosphere at Celtic Park, it's particularly on European nights, is absolutely fantastic. But hopefully we can pick up a good result here on our opening day of Champions League in 2034-35 season. 57,000 people here, and the first highlight is for Bdin. It's going to be Beron to take this corner. He's got 17 corner taking ability. Of course, we don't use that. We play it short, but Beron gets the ball back off Dario. It's a poor ball in, but Marcus Vinicius has stole it, and it's forced a good save out of the goalkeeper. That was the opportunity for Marcus Vinicius to open the scoring, but we do get a corner on the other side, which again is going to be taken by Beron. Finds Dario, looking for Subic. Ball's gone past him though, and this is the danger. Celtic with the opportunity to counter, but thankfully it hasn't come to anything. A lot of the ball so far for Bdin. It's Ali Marungu enjoying that new, more advanced position. Finds Marcus Vinicius. Now it's Zaoui. Across to Mbarga. Of course, because we've changed that defensive midfield role, he doesn't drop in between the centre halves anymore. So we do leave ourselves a little bit more exposed at the back with only having 2 centre halves there, because Avramovic, as that libero, does push forward. You can see we've actually got 2 defensive midfielders at the minute. But the ball's found its way to Dario. Now Beron, back to Dario again. Over the top for Marcus Vinicius. Can he finish this time? No, he's put it over the bar. He's put it over the bar. Needs to take those opportunities, does Marcus Vinicius. Right, Celtic's first attack of the game, and it's Smith to Donaldson. Donaldson gives it back to Smith. Inside to Lagabike. Donaldson inside the area. It's a poor pullback though. It's cut out easily by Lima, who looks to get Beron away. It's a poor ball forward though, and it's easy for Navrocki. Feeds it into Miller. Miller looking forward, but Lima's cut it out again. Now Ali Marungu. Can he pick out the pass? No, he can't. He gives the ball away to Barrington. Can't keep hold of the ball at the minute. Neither team can. Ali Marungu pinches it again. Running down the right-hand side. Can he deliver across? He can. It's deep towards Beron, who gets there, heads it down for Zaoui. Touch and a finish from Milad Zaoui, who gets his first goal of the season. The Algerian gives Bdin the lead at Celtic Park. Right, Celtic into injury time at the end of the first half. Looking to get back into the game. It's Miller on the left-hand side for the boys. Gives it to Navroki, driving towards. It's good block by Mbaga. Pap probably wasn't going to get there. But at half-time, it is 1-0 to Bdin, and it's close. Celtic are probably edging it as things stand. Of course, one thing I did notice, I made a mistake. I've changed it off the deep line playmaker as that defensive midfielder. I've set it to an anchor now. I do rotate it between deep line playmaker and anchor, obviously depending on who we're playing, but it's no longer the halfback. Another thing I've noticed is the scorer for Real Madrid. No, it's not Robin. It's Shaquille. It's his son. It's Robin van Persie's son. He's one hell of a player. He's at Real Madrid. Went to Man City, 49 million. They paid 100, then sold him to Real Madrid for 163 million. So Robin van Persie's son playing for Real Madrid. Right, it's been a very, very quiet second half. We're into the final 10 minutes. We've just brought Marcus Vinicius off. He's on a 6.2. So we're going to bring August Prisk on, and hopefully we can continue to hold on to this lead that we've got against Celtic. Ali Marungu pinches that, finds Subic. Subic looking forward. He's got nobody ahead of him though, and Brownlee manages to get back to him. And now it's Celtic with the ball again. It's been a little bit scrappy in the middle of the park this game. Miller, Beron does well to come back and pinch the ball off him. Finds Tabi Mbaga. Mbaga goes along over the top looking for Marcus Vinicius. Hasn't quite come off the pitch yet, but Beron heads it onto him. Marcus Vinicius finds Ali Marungu. He's got Lima ahead of him. Lima, ball forward towards Marcus Vinicius, who puts the ball in the back of the net. I said he's on a 6.2. I'm just about to bring him off, and he's gone and scored the second goal of the game to make it 2-0 to Bdin. And that, guys, is an absolutely huge result for us. I did not expect to come to Celtic Park and pick up the win. I had this down as one of the ones that we'd maybe scrape a point out from, but after they obviously qualified quite comfortably last season in the Champions League, and then that thumping of Newcastle 8-0, I was expecting this to be quite a difficult game, but we've played very, very well. So after that opening game of the Champions League, we find ourselves in the qualification spots in the top 8 as things stand. Of course, it's only been one game, so there is a lot of football to play. In terms of the nations we're trying to overtake, there's only Club Brugge in here for Belgium, so that's good, and they've lost their opening game as well. Turkey have 2 teams in here, so that's one of them's won, one of them's lost, Besiktas and Galatasaray. So they're obviously our target to beat them. Hopefully they don't win too many games. In terms of the Europa League and the clubs that we have in here, we have 3 Belgian teams and 3 Bulgarian teams, just 1 Turkish team. So hopefully the Belgian teams don't do very well. The other 3 of the 4 European teams, other European teams from Bulgaria, Levski Sofia, Ludogorets Razgrad and CSK 1948 are all in here as well. And I don't think that the other team, I can't remember who it was, guys, off the top of my head, but I don't think they qualified for the Conference League. Indeed, they did not. But there's no Belgian teams in there, just 2 Turkish teams, so obviously we'll monitor how they get on. That's going to be it, though, guys, for this episode. We're going to be back like we have done the last couple of seasons in the Champions League. Hopefully, by the time we get to Barcelona, we've qualified already, so we won't be back for that game. We will be back for the draw for the knockout round or the round of 16, depending on which one we go into. But I'm pretty confident that we're going to qualify for it, particularly after that performance there against Celtic. Until then, though, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. So, cheers, guys, and I'll see you later.